Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to All Natural Gaming. This is going to be our Redstone series. This series is not about how to build a T flip-flop, although we might do something like that eventually. But right now it's just understanding the basics of Redstone and understanding how Redstone works so that you can create your own stuff and be creative and whatnot. So this is going to be the first episode. It's going to be very basic. We're just going to go through. So first off, we have all of our stuff that has to deal with redstone lined up here. And I have minecarts and stuff just because I think it's very closely related. And we'll talk about that later. So here you have like the core redstone essentials basically when you're dealing with redstone. You have your redstone dust, obviously what you get from mining redstone ore. You have your comparator and your repeater. Here you have your redstone torch and the redstone block, and we'll talk about what this all does later. We're just introducing it. Here we have everything that can give out power. We have a trap chest, a daylight sensor, a weighted heavy pressure plate, a weighted light pressure plate, a wooden pressure plate, a stone pressure plate, a stone button, a wood button, a lever, and a tripwire. Here we have everything that can take in power minus the hopper, but we'll get there. So this is all stuff that can receive power. So here's all the doors, blah blah blah, and then we got the iron door. And the only difference between the iron door and regular doors is regular door you can hit with your hand and open, iron door you cannot. And same with the fence gates, except there's no iron fence gate or anything like that, but they just open when you power them with redstone. Here we have a dispenser and a dropper. Now the main difference between these two things is a dropper always drops the item, while a dispenser will drop certain items, such as if we do it with a diamond, it will pop out the diamond, just like a dropper will pop out this fire charge that's in here. Now if we put the fire charges in the dispenser, and this will also work with arrows, the dispenser will fire the fireball out, the fire charge rather. So that's the main difference between these two. Here we have a note block. Boom, boom. We don't have anything special under, so it's just kind of making a base jump thing. You can actually change the block underneath the man, I heard that fire burning underneath the note block, and to change the noise. Here we have sticky and non-sticky pistons. I believe this is a sticky piston. It has the sticky stuff on the top to let's get a gold block here, to drag the block back down, so it'll push it up and back down. Here we have a non-sticky piston, and it'll push the block up and leave it there. So that's the difference between those two. Here we have TNT, which we're not gonna hit the button for because of obvious reasons. It will, obviously explode. Here we have a light, redstone lamp rather. Here we have wooden and iron trapdoors. The difference between them is obviously you can't use an iron trapdoor with your fist. So, but you can power them both with redstone. Now here we have the hopper, which takes in items. An item that goes towards it will pop into it, and then this like tube looking down the bottom you can put into a chest or stuff like that. But you can't actually put redstone in it, but I didn't really know where else to put the hopper, so I went in there. Here we have minecart stuff, which will probably have its own episode, but we have TNT in a minecart, a hopper in a minecart, and you can access all the things that are in the minecart. Apparently it's not wanting me to access this the furnace though, which is odd. But anyway, so you got a hopper in a minecart, which does the same function. You can throw items into it. A furnace in a minecart, which is basically just a furnace in a minecart. A chest in a minecart, which you could store stuff in, and then just a regular minecart, which you can ride in. Now here are the different types of rails. You have your standard rail, which just doesn't do anything. You have an activator rail, and we'll talk about what this all does later, but we have an activator rail, a powered rail, and a detector rail. Now if we go over here, we have examples of what everything does, if that makes sense, or how what all the inputs have, what their effect is. Sorry, I said that very poorly, but what the effect of the input item is. So here for a lever, you switch it on and the redstone stays on and powers whatever you're powering. With the stone button, it turns on and then off. With the wood button, it turns on and then off, but lasts slightly longer. You look, I even hit this one first, probably. Oh, missed the stone button there. Boom, boom. And then a stone pressure plate and a wooden pressure plate. The stone pressure plate you stand on powers the redstone. Wood pressure plate, the same. The difference is, if I throw an item on the stone pressure plate, it will not push it down. If I throw an item on the wood pressure plate, it will push it up. Now, here we have two interesting ones. Weighted pressure plates. So, as you can see, it only has one redstone powered, and this will probably have one as well. The difference between these two is this is a weighted pressure plate and a unweighted, or a lightweight pressure plate and a heavy-weighted pressure plate. The difference between them is the amount of entities that it takes to power a certain amount of blocks. And I'm not sure exactly what the entity amount is, but basically you have 20 zombies on this, it'll power a certain length. And you have 20 zombies on this, and it'll power a certain length, but it'll be shorter than this, if that makes sense. Here we have a daylight sensor, which is an interesting thing. It's kind of like a solar panel, if you think about it. If I put down redstone, because it's daylight out, it will affect the piston. Now, if I set time set to, when is nighttime? I'm not even sure. No. So we're back. Sorry, I was actually doing the wrong command. So sorry about that. But here, so as you can see, it's nighttime and the sun's going down. So there's still a little bit of sunlight. So it's powered one redstone dust length. Now, as the sun disappears, it will completely go dark, and you can manipulate this to, say, make your lights turn on at a certain time of night. So that's the benefit of doing this, and we'll see, this is probably going to go off pretty soon. But next we have the tripwire, which is essentially the same thing as a wooden pressure plate. You can walk over it and affect it, and if you stand on it, it'll stay up, and a item will also affect it. Now, the only real difference is with a tripwire, you can span it over a very large area. So I could make this block way over there, and all you have to do is attach it with string. And with that, and it makes it a little bit hard to see, so maybe when you're trying to make a trap to kill someone or something like that. Now here we have an interesting one, a trap chest. Now, it only powers one block, one redstone dust length. So, but if you open it, it will power the block. Now, you could make a trap and, have TNT go off when someone opens a chest or something like that. Now here, these two are blank, and I'll tell you why. It's because we have the redstone torch, which is a power source, and we also have the redstone block, we'll leave that there, which is a power source, and they will power as long as they are touching the redstone wire, or the redstone dust rather. Now, for the last one, we have a very interesting one. I'm actually going to do something else with the minecarts, but for this last section, we have a hopper and a comparator. Now, it doesn't have to be a hopper. It could be a chest. It could be, I think a minecart with a hopper might work. So it could be really anything. It doesn't have to be a hopper. But the comparator senses when an item is basically in something like a chest or a hopper. So what I mean by that is, if you see, we throw a diamond in there. Okay, we missed. Throw a diamond in there, it'll power one block. Now as we throw more, I keep missing, more items here, more items in the hopper, it will power greater length. And I think we're gonna have to actually put another stack of diamonds in there for us to get that full length. So the more items you have in there, the stronger the signal out is, and you have it pushed up. So you can see. Now, we'll be right back in 1 second to talk about the powering with minecarts. So, we'll be right back. So, we're back. And the last two things we're going to talk about today are these two things right here. Now, we have a detector rail right there with some redstone wired up to this piston. Now, if we push the minecart onto the detector rail, you can see it powers the redstone, and as soon as the minecart's off that, it depowers it. And now here's the last but not least, well, maybe it is least, who knows, a powered rail. A powered rail will basically boost a minecart, and it will actually stop a minecart in its like dead tracks. Like here, we'll demonstrate it for you. We'll go much more in depth into minecarts in a minecart episode. You see, it stops the minecart. Now, if it's powered, it will actually. Here we can show you like this, I guess. And now, if the powered rail is powered, it will actually boost the minecart. It goes over it and it goes a little bit faster, which is obviously very, very useful. Now, I understand today was a very short episode and very, very basic, especially if you've been playing this game for a long time, but we'll slowly get more advanced. It won't take too long at all, maybe just a few episodes. We'll have probably minecarts in their own episodes, probably maybe even a couple episodes. We'll do 1 or 2 of these a week. Hope you enjoyed the redstone tutorial. Don't forget to eat your vegetables and drink your goddamn coffee. This has been All Natural Gaming. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. See y'all later.